Okay.
Hi, it's Lanny Mulerath, and I am here at the Union Street Inn in the Coahuila District in San Francisco, and I'm delighted to be here. One of my hosts is David. He's one of the proprietors here at the Union Street Inn, and he's going to take me on a little tour of the place. We have a perfect summer sunny afternoon, so the gardens are in full bloom, so come on in.
Checked in to the Union Street Inn, and I am going to go out to this inviting garden area where David is going to give me a tour. Look at this. David, do you do the gardening work here?
I do. I'm the constant gardener. And it's always a great privilege to be able to do it because it changes every time of the year, as you know, with gardening.
Yes, so this is the busy time with everything in full bloom.
Yes, this is especially, and we've got a particularly good July this year, so it's not too foggy, and we don't get as much mildew on the roses as we usually get in the past.
Excellent.
And the garden goes through to the carriage house down here.
You want to take me down there?
Yeah, let's go that way. So we have all these different shrubs growing here. Budley on this side. We've got this wonderful Bramuncia that I grew from this side, a foot wide, and this one over here is a baby off this one. And then we have our roses, and down the bottom here, the carriage house, we're working on one new bed down there.
So this will be a room in the carriage house for guests?
It is a room.
Ah.
Yes, it is. We may be able to peek our nose in there. I'm not sure. She's got it made, or the gentleman is here. But
Well, David, how long have you been here at Union Street Inn?
we've had it about 12, 14 years. So you can have a peek in here because
You think so?
she's mating it, and it's just have a peek that way and that way.
Oh, adorable.
And you can see it
Charming.
in the bathroom is that way, but it's not. It's got guests in it, so.
Okay.
So it's very peaceful down here, very quiet, and people like it because they're away from the street. And of course, the secret of Union Street Inn is that there's this little oasis at the back. I just recently did a Channel 5 Eye on the Bay, and when those guys were here, they kept saying, "Where did this come from?" And I said, "Well, every house in San Francisco has a wonderful backyard or garden. Practically every house in the city has, which is quite interesting because you don't see them from the front. Even if you go up Nob Hill in Chinatown, those houses have got little yards in the back. And of course, people from around the country and overseas, we do a lot of European business. They just love to be able to sit out here in the afternoon and have an afternoon tea
Yes.
and enjoy the leisure, and then go off in the evening for a nice dinner locally, and in the morning downtown.
The usual fisherman's wharf.
Yeah.
Well, this is amazing to me that even here, I can't even hear the street.
No, isn't that wonderful? It's
Yeah.
really like it's a private little oasis.
So
off the
here's
Union Street.
here's more of the rooms up here.
Yes, it's the
Correct.
back
How
of the
many
house.
rooms have you got
We
here?
have 6 total.
Oh, okay.
6
Oh,
total.
and I think this is my room in here.
That's yours. That's the
We'll go
English
have to go
garden.
look
Have to
inside
go look
that.
at that one. That's where you're going to be ensconced for the evening.
And we're walking into the sitting area, and there's all kinds of
Go past Mr. Bailey here.
cookies.
Let me get out of the way here.
Mr. Bailey, a
Bailey.
resident.
Mr. Bailey from the Old Bailey.
Ah, fresh water.
Cookies. We don't
Coffee.
need to see the kitchen. And go straight in.
Ah, the English garden room. How aptly named. Isn't this darling? And 4-poster bed. And my own private garden and deck. Totally charming. Well, I can see I picked the right place to stay for my
You do.
time in the city.
Bathroom, we don't need to see the bathroom, but there it is. And then upstairs, we're going to show you another room, which is due to be checked in later. It's not quite here yet. And as you can see, we're very high on TripAdvisor. 4.5, 5 stars now because we're so high up there. So we
Ah.
give a good service, and we respect our guests and don't intrude on them unless they want to talk about something. Sometimes you get innkeepers who are too chatty and innkeepers who don't chat enough. This is the way up. There's the Queen Mary, which I said on.
Okay, this is the
Oh.
Wild Rose Room. Can we
Yes.
go on in?
Yes. This
So
is
we've come upstairs to the Wild Rose Room.
king bed, jacuzzi tub,
Ah.
and this overlooks the garden.
Oh, now how did you come up with the names for your rooms?
Well, different. Jane came up with some of them, the holly, the wild rose, because it overlooks the rose garden. And the garden, particularly at the back of an English garden. So we get the English garden room. We have the holly next door. And then we have the Golden Gate in front. And the New Yorker. This one has got people in it, but you might be able to just glance where Maria is there.
Hi, Maria.
See ya. So it's a beautiful room too, because
Yes.
it's got a lovely bathroom.
And they're all very unique. Now I
all
understand there's some
different.
refreshments down here.
There will be some wine and cheese out around 5.
So wine and cheese at 5 o'clock each evening?
And then there's
I
constantly
won't want to miss that.
cookies and beverages here, tea, coffee, etc. And then Jane does an incredible breakfast in the morning, which is a gourmet breakfast. We don't usually use that word, but I will because it is.
Where is breakfast served?
It's served here in the garden or in your
Oh,
room,
okay.
whichever you wish.
Okay, and that starts at 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
So someone could eat at 8 o'clock?
Yes, and
Okay.
Jane will make arrangements if they have an early flight or
Okay,
something to go a little
great.
bit earlier than that.
All right. Well, I'm going to head back out to this beautiful
Gotta
garden.
go out and see the garden.
Thank you.